Hey guys, David from NFT Butler here, and in today's video I'm going to show you the search engine. The search engine is a super crucial feature to find profitable trades and profitable collections, and I'm going to show you how I use it on a daily basis to find my good targets to bid on. So in NFT Butler's collection search engine, you can find every collection that has been added through the Discord bot. So every owner of an NFT Butler lifetime license or a subscription member is able to add OpenSea collections. All right, let's quickly talk about basic bidding strategies. When I started bidding, you could basically just go and bid 30% beneath floor price the whole day and you would have multiple hits. Obviously, this has changed. The market got way more competitive. There are less trades and volume going on the marketplaces. So you have to find strategies where you believe that they will be working. And what I usually do is I do a few checks to make sure that the new target is fitting my basic strategy. All right, so let me walk you through. The first thing that I usually do is making sure that the collection is fitting my budget. I can simply put a cap of 0.2 Ethereum max floor price because currently I prefer to bid on many collections with a lower floor price than on a few high profitable ones just to somehow distribute my risk. All right, my second check is making sure that the collection is still very alive and being traded. So the first thing that I do here is sorting by the number of sales. This gives me a good indication of which collections are still very alive and being traded or just very trendy. And what I also like to do is filtering for the last 7 days and making sure that it had at least 70 sales within the last 7 days. All right, so these collections are for sure within my budget and they are still alive and being traded. But now I also want to make sure that they are at least 60 days old. Why 60 days? I can show you a few patterns here. Let's have a look at saved souls, for example. What I usually see within the start of a collection is that it has a short hype, high floor price, and then is falling. So I usually try to avoid being bidding in the very beginning of a collection because I saw this pattern just so often. I mean, obviously you can become lucky and join bidding while you're still rising in floor price, but it's not what I usually like to do. So I'm not gambling that the collection is rising in floor price. I'm looking for more or less stable collection floor prices and then try to do smart decisions on bidding on stuff that is rare and I can get it cheaper than I know that I can sell it on the market. All right, so I make sure that the collections that I'm looking at are within my budget. They are high frequently traded and they're at least 2 months old, so they are quite stable and not super trendy. And the next thing that I want to make sure is that they're of the right type. So we have two types of tasks within NFT Butler. There are CTOs, also collection trade offers, and token bidding tasks. The main difference is that in a token bidding task, you bid on every single token of a collection, which is great for very competitive tasks where you want to sneakily outbid competitors and they're not able to do CTOs, so it's more an advanced strategy. And CTOs are great for doing one single bid on a whole collection or on a certain trade. So usually for beginners, I would recommend go wide and create a lot of CTOs, then you will have a high probability of hitting sometimes. I will go now here for a token bidding task, and I do that by filtering out collections where trade bidding is enabled. So I'm only looking for collections where trade bidding is disabled. And as an additional step, I use my experience of collections that I know, and I will filter out everything that I know had just some notable events, like the other side vessels. They just had a snapshot where all the holders were rewarded, and now obviously they were falling in floor price. Um, but I will go for ordinal cups, I believe. So I see here quite a stable floor price. They dropped quite a lot in the last week, but that was mostly, I believe, to some chain effect, butterfly effect of Azuki's drop. So the whole NFT market is dropping this week, which is okay for us. So that is not something that is attributed to this specific collection. One side note here, you can enter here 0.5% realities, and this will show you all the collections that have realities not enforced on OpenSea, and therefore have a slightly higher probability to get bids accepted because the seller does not need to pay high realities. And also for you, it's great when you want to flip the NFT because you do not have to pay more than 0.5 royalties. Hey guys, it has been a week since I started recording this video, then I had to switch topics and now I finally have time to finish it. And yeah, last time I wanted to start bidding on ordinal cups, which had a huge drop in the floor price, but now greatly recovered. And actually it's now over 0.2 ETH. And I want to find a new target that is somewhere between 0.1 and 0.2 ETH, because that's just the sweet spot where I like to bid. I think that's one important part. Just figure out something for you that is really your strategy that you want to stick to, and this stability may or may not help you in becoming a successful bidder. All right, no financial advice. I'm just sharing my experience. You do your own research and do your own strategies. We just provide the tool, right? Okay, let's switch things around a bit. I actually want to serve all collections and only collections that have trade bidding enabled. So I want to create CTOs now. I also want to adjust to the floor price maximum of 0.2. And I already see a collection that I know quite well, Genuine Undead. So in NFT Butler, you always see all the trades in these boxes, exactly the same as for the collection. And you also get one NFT as an example picture, so you can easily identify and connect the visual with the trade. So in this case, the flaming horns. And you can also investigate the stats for every trade in the same way as you do it on the collection. And you see again here the top trade bits and the last sale events. This example is great. You can see that the trade must be a very rare one that is highly traded. The floor price is way lower than the trade floor price. So would I get that for the floor price? That would be huge profit, but that's not going to happen. And one very important thing, I think that's super crucial when you work with NFT Butler. You will see the current floor price, but that doesn't mean that you're really able to sell it to that price. So in this case, you have a floor price of 0.79. And if I'm going through the last sales events, then I get a more realistic picture about the floor price. So we had a rough few days, but you see the floor price is more around 0.6 to 0.7 than this 0.79. That's so important that I want to repeat it again. Do not only go on the trade floor price, but really check the last sales events. All right. And one thing that I often do just in the very beginning to go through the trades is I only filter for trades that already have a bid on it. Like that, I can build up on the fact that other bidders are already bidding on it and build up on their research, because I assume that they are bidding on it because it's profitable to bid on that level. And obviously I need to do now my own research on these trades, but it's a good first signal. As a complete beginner, I highly recommend do only bid on stuff that already has bids on it, unless you're very sure what you're doing. All right, I will now just continue using the NFT Butler search engine to narrow down my trades to actually find ones that I want to bid on. I realized that I should maybe reduce this minimum bid in Ethereum to something smaller because the floor price is actually around 0.1 ETH here. But still, it's just a subset of the available trades. One thing that I also like to do is limiting the max bid cap. The max bid in Ethereum, because I do not like the trade floor price being very far, so 4, 5, 6 times from the floor price, because I see there also some inherent risk, because stuff might be overvalued a lot. A very important step is I will only check for items that also have been sold, traded within the last 30 days. And then I already have a subset of very interesting looking trades to me. As you can see, I'm already bidding on this one with the types Roy. In general, I'm a big fan of the types trades. You can easily find types that are slightly more worth than the basic floor price. And if you get one of these around floor price, it's instant profit, right? So that's one of my favorite strategies. The type flash is one that I would not bid on. It's too close to the floor price. That's too risky for me. Let's also have a look at that one. That has also a sweet pattern. So you see it's always traded above the floor price. There is only one competitor currently bidding 13% beneath the floor price, which is also the collection bid level. So I believe on that one you could get 1 or 2 juicy flips, and in the end all the little flips sum up and you are a profitable trader, hopefully. All right. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what we are doing here and if you want to try out NFT Butler yourself, go to nftbutler.io. You can download the app and you can play around with the search engine. That's absolutely for free. If you actually want to start a bidding task, you will need a trial or a running subscription. And you can just go to Discord, and if you support us and subscribe to our channel, you will be given a 3-day trial and you can test the tool with all its functionalities for free. So please join us, say hello, and thanks for listening. Bye bye.